Hello, plant friends. So 2020 has been an insane year. Some of you guys must be wondering, how has COVID and the pandemic and this year changed indoor gardening and houseplants and our passion and our hobby in general? To answer this, I turn to Cody. Cody is a long-time, well-respected indoor houseplant hobbyist. He also has a YouTube channel of his own, the Plant Channel. Definitely check him out, guys. And also, he is now selling plants full-time. So, if there's anyone to ask about what the heck is going on, what is changing this year, he's the guy. So I sent him a list of questions to answer, and I'll put them in the description below, the question as well as the timestamp. All right.
Hello, everybody. My name is Cody. I am the host of the Plant Channel, and I also own an online store called The Planty Place. If you guys have not met me before, been in the plant community for quite a while. Used to be like just on the selling and buying side of it. And then recently this year I started on YouTube. Jimmy has asked me to answer some questions, and I would love to do that. So my first question is, how has 2020 been different than 2019 in the plant world? So, it's been completely different because, well, we all know what happened at the beginning of 2020. And in 2019, when, plants have been a very hot ticket item the last probably 3 years. And then this 2020 has accelerated even more. You see prices going up, and why prices are going up is because, well, us sellers like myself, we can't bring plants in. When you have countries shut down, you just can't bring plants in from another country. So that's where, I see a lot of people talking about price gouging right now for plants. Yes, there is some price gouging going on, but the demand has gone up and supply has gone down. We can't get a hold of stuff. So economics work, supply and demand, So, and then I just got news this morning that the United States has banned any importation of philodendrons and anthuriums right now. I need to get a hold of my USDA inspector and ask to see if that's true. So has COVID affected the scene? Yes, it has. Because, like I just said a minute ago, we can't bring stuff in. And that it's really hurting some of the sellers because we can't replenish the stock that we had. And if we're, propagating, it's just taking time. So it's not been a good thing. Hopefully it changes here soon. Thoughts on international imports this year? Okay, so this is a big one. So the way importing works. So if you guys don't know what importing is bringing a plant in from another country. My main country that I import from is Indonesia. I work with quite a few sellers over there. So how it works for me, I'm kind of gonna work the same way for like a small buyer. I get a hold of my seller. I tell them what I want. They tell me, yep, I have that. I put a deposit down because I order, in the United States, you can only bring in 12 plants without an import license. So those 12 plants go through the phytosanitary steps with the seller, then they ship to you. Me, on the other hand, I order 36 to 50 to sometimes 100 plants at once. So I tell my seller what I want, I put a deposit down, and then I head on over to the USDA website. I log into my profile and I put in all the information on what I'm importing. And then they're going to send me over my import documents after that. Sometimes it takes 3 days. Sometimes it takes 3 weeks, So once all that documentation comes in, I have to send it to the seller. They have to put that in the box. They have to put a special sticker on the box. So when that gets into the United States, it directly reroutes it to the USDA where they can inspect it even further. So with importing this year, I've seen some horror stories. DHL is who I use, and a lot of facilities are using what's called heat treatment. Basically, they're sending a package through an oven. So I've seen some sellers that have had some very, very large shipments completely destroyed because they sent them through that heat treatment. And there we go again. We can't get plants right now, and it's hard. I've got lists of people waiting for me to get plants in. Now, mind you, they haven't paid me anything because that's not how I do things. But I start a list of this person's interested in these plants, and when I start getting those in stock, I notify them and say, "Hey, are you ready? If not, it's fine," and we go about our business. So I just got off on a little bit of a tangent right there. Sorry. So within my selling, I sell a lot on Facebook as well. It's kind of the first scene that I was on for selling was Facebook. And Jimmy asked the pros and cons to joining a Facebook group. So pros, there's going to be a lot of people in there selling a lot of plants. You're going to be able to find things from pothos all the way to I don't know if you can see it on camera, Anthurium Moodymon, something like that. So you're going to be able to find your basic plants all the way up to your higher end, hard to find plants just from one Facebook page. It's fun. It really is. There's a lot of interaction. You learn a lot of stuff. There's some sellers in there that are very educated, and they will put a post up about different variegation types, how variegation is, how unstable it is, and stuff like that. So definitely a lot of pros right there. One of the cons to it is when you're in a group of 20,000 people, there's going to be some drama starters, which if you were like me, I'm on the admin side of the Facebook groups as well, and we try to get that nipped in the butt real quick before it goes anywhere. Another con would be, like, say someone posts a purge certain time. I'm going to post a purge at 3:00 p.m. Those plants are going to go quick, so you've got to be fast. You can see that as a pro or just part of you can see it as a pro, you can see it as a con. It's kind of a neutral thing for me because I've been around the scene for so long that they just kind of, purges go quick. But say you're in a purge and you see a plant that you want and you don't get that. So go after that purge, post in the group, put an ISO out, which is an in search of. And you're going to have a whole bunch of sellers that have that plant start posting what they have, and you can select right there. And that's another pro right there is the ability to do an ISO. Let's see. Tips for buying plants on Facebook. Know your sellers. Okay. In my group, which is Time to Splurge and Purge, we also have the Elite TTPS auction group as well, which is one of our sister groups. But in our group, we know who our sellers are. And we watch any new sellers that come in just to make sure that they're doing the right thing and everything. What you want to look for is if someone is posting a plant for sale and it's bare root, well, that should be a red flag right there. If they're taking a picture of a bare root plant, there's a flag right there. If they're posting a picture of a plant that's in the roots are in a plastic bag, there's another indication of a red flag right there. 9 times out of 10, that plant just came in from import. So that plant was pulled out of its pot where it was growing in pristine conditions, probably in Indonesia. Taken out of its mix that it was growing in, had its roots washed, stuck in some makeshift sphagnum moss, wrapped in a plastic bag, and then shipped halfway across around the world. So that plant is, 1, already very stressed out, and 2, probably dehydrated. So you've got to watch people that are literally bringing in those plants, unboxing them, and then selling them again, because you're just adding more stress and more stress on top of that plant. So you want to watch out for that. You want to always pay with PayPal via goods and services so that you're protected. And you want to just communicate with the seller. A lot of sellers are very willing to communicate with buyers, kind of walk them through the process and everything. But you as a buyer, you need to know what you're getting into. You need to know how to take care of this plant. Get some general knowledge of that because sellers are very busy people. And, you may feel like they're ignoring you because they haven't responded to your message, but they're probably just busy and they're going to get back to you as soon as they can. That's how I am. So just, do your research, find a good seller, and, work with that seller.
If you guys are enjoying this, definitely check out Cody's channel, The Plant Channel. Check out his Instagram, The Crazy Plant Man. Definitely support his business and his endeavors. Again, thank you so much, Cody, for answering these questions for us.
Let's see. Any advice for beginning houseplant hobbyists? All right. So I've been collecting for 6-7 years. I'm not new to collecting plants. I didn't get into collecting plants because, of YouTubers and stuff like that. It's just been kind of, I guess you could say, in my DNA. My great grandmother was a plant enthusiast, so it just kind of stuck with me. But my advice for beginners is start where you're comfortable. Start with a plant that you're comfortable with. Start with a price range that you're comfortable with. And when I mean a plant that you're comfortable with, a plant that you can meet their light needs and their watering requirements. Start off with that. Get your base going of how your routine is going to start. I do not grow any plants in my house. Well, I lied. I take that back. I have my cookie jars, which are on my channel. You can look at that too. Those are the only plants in my house. All my other plants are right here where I'm sitting. This is inside my greenhouse. So I have kind of lost the ability to, I guess I shouldn't say lost it. I've kind of forgotten how to grow plants inside. Every winter, it's kind of a new process because I bring some plants in inside just to play with it. So, but yes, get comfortable with plants. Start out with a golden pothos, or more on the market now are the Cebu blues. Start out with something easy, maybe a ZZ, some snake plants, some sansevieria, some dracaenas. Try those first, and then kind of like getting into a pool. You dip your toe in first. Test the waters. Do that. There goes my phone. So that's my advice to new plant parents. Share, let's see, some of my favorite plants. So my favorite, I've got, I don't really know how many plants I have. My judgment, 600 to 700 plants, probably. There's a lot of plants in here, but some of my favorite plants are, I don't know if you can see her right here. This would be my Anthurium worquianum. This is actually Maleficent, and she's a beast. So here's the head. Here's my head test. Yeah, she's a beast. That's her newest leaf that she's still hardening off. So this is really, really interesting. This was a shipping leaf, which is about done. That was a shipping leaf right here. Then she put off this leaf, which was up like this leaf. And then over the last few weeks, it's just gradually kind of hung down, which is, I think, normal. And then she put off that leaf. We had some issues with some aphids and stuff like that. And then she put out this leaf. She is supposed to be a dark and narrow, which I think is, they're going to put out different leaves based on how you grow them. That's in a whole different topic. Some other plants, like there's one behind me, which would be my philodendron El Chaco Red. Let's see, I've really gotten into pothos again. Why? I don't know. Global Green is one of my favorites. Varicosums are some of my favorites. My alocasias. I love my alocasias, but I can't find them right now. I've got a silver dragon, a dragon scale. There's a cupria over here. Come over to my channel and you'll see my tours of this greenhouse. It's chock full of plants. But also into that question is hot plants this year. Well, there's a lot of ones that are going right now. Things philodendron wise, El Chaco Reds, Glorious, which I have a Glorious over here. Melanochrysums. Any Melanochrysum hybrid right now is just going for just crazy amounts of money because we can't get them. Anthurium-wise, Worquianums, the Mudimans, Papiolaminums, just Metallicums. There's some very hot plants. Anything really that's an Anthurium or a Philodendron or a Monstera. A Monstera albos are just going astronomically high. I have an albo that's somewhere back here. I know where she's at. I love that plant. It was a gift to me. But they're going astronomically high, and let's not get talking about Monstera aureus. I can't reach mine right now, but they're going even higher. I've seen a plant that was it was fenestrated, but it had about 4 or 5 leaves, and it went for $675. So it's crazy, the market that is going on right now. And when people start talking about price gouging, it just kind of makes my skin crawl a little bit, because yes, the seller is putting it at that price, but the buyers are buying it. So, yeah, where I'm going with that. Price shaming is one of my biggest pet peeves. I can't stand it. It's just one of those things that if you don't like it, just ignore it. So, well, that wraps up my little video for Jimmy. Jimmy, again, thank you. Guys, I am Cody over at the Plant Channel. Head on over there and you can see what's going on. Oh, I've got one more thing for my website. For my subscribers, I'm going to start doing a special thing for my subscribers where you guys have first access. So if you want to be a subscriber, head on over. So thank you guys, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Bye.
All right, so that wraps up this episode. Again, thank you so much, Cody, for taking the time and doing this for us. Guys, definitely check out his YouTube, the Plant Channel. Check out his Instagram, the Crazy Plant Man. Definitely support him. All right, that wraps it up, and till next time, happy planting.